Okay, today's video, I don't usually do videos in response to something. I usually am doing a project and I think, oh, this would be cool to show people this. That's why I do videos, and to help people who don't have a lot of stuff find ways to make interesting prints with what they have. And if I find a new technique, I like to show a new technique. If I elaborate on a technique, I like to do a video on that. I like to show the projects I'm doing. It's just, that's why I do it. But this is a response to somebody sent me a private message and said, well, that's all good and fine, but you have a studio in your backyard and tons of art supplies. And I'm like, I thought my videos were simple, but I want to show them that they said they just have a gel plate. Well, you just start out with a gel plate. That's where I started out. And you don't need the fancy paint, the fancy equipment. I don't use real expensive paint. I use the Amsterdam. This is my favorite now. But, you know, and I'm not an affiliate in anything. I don't get money for nothing. But I'm gonna do a short video on how to get started. If all you got your gel plate and you don't have any stencils and you don't have anything, I mean, I've done a couple videos on found objects, but this one is just, okay, what do? I got my gel plate. Okay, I got my gel plate. The minimum I would say would be is a gel plate and a brayer, but I'll show you, you don't actually even have to start out with a brayer. I wouldn't want to print without one, but, you know, I've done printmaking for years, and it's like my standard tool. I have like 12 of them. Through the years, I've ruined more than... but I don't throw them away. I still use them for other things. So I'm going to show you. I just went in my drawer, grabbed some craft paint. Some old, this is Craft Smart, Apple Barrel. I just grabbed odd colors I don't usually use anymore. Pinks and purples and orange and bright colors. I want to do some bright stuff. On the way out here, while I was mulling over what I was going to do, I walked by the garden with a pair of scissors and just grabbed some leaves. I mean, anybody can go for a walk and get leaves. This was the orange bag from the last orange I had this morning. This is what was left over from part of it, and actually not this morning, the other day, because I used it yesterday. Bubble wrap. This is old bubble wrap. It's mostly popped bubble wrap. I like it popped. It makes a better texture, I think. And I'm going to use just wadded up tissues, wadded up paper towels, wadded up. This is the deli wrap. You know, you get that off a sandwich, so it's something anybody can grab once they've had a takeout meal. This is a piece of cardboard. I've used this once before. It's just the end of a ripped box that I ripped off. And for paper, I'm going to use the cheapest that I've got right now is one of the dollar store sketch pads. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to show you just a few things you can do to make some cool prints right off the bat. You get your gel plate, I would say get going on it. Don't sit there. She said she's been staring at hers because she doesn't have, well, she has craft paint. And I'll show you, you can do minimal. Cool prints with minimal stuff. And let's get started. First off, you don't need the craft paint. You need a drop. I mean, I had forgotten. I just tried it a little bit ago, and I had forgotten how little you really need. You need to make sure shake it up. Let's do an orange, and I'll show you how. And this is my worst sprayer right now. I'm not even using the good one. See, you just need, and it's transparent. That's that craft stuff. Let's just put a leaf on it and do a basic. Looks like something's been chewing on this leaf. And I'm going to use one page that I just do the outlines on. Now I don't have, and this is using a very small gel plate. It's only 5 by 7, but you can fill up the sheets and make cool prints even if you don't have, I mean, you can cut the paper too, of course, but alright. This is going to go down on something else. And you have the basics of start of 2 sheets. And there's your little leaf. There's your leaf outline. I'm going to put them to the side, and I'm going to keep over printing over everything I'm printing. Alright, let's do 2 colors with something else. A pink and a purple. I tried to shake these up beforehand, but I bet I didn't get them all. I don't remember seeing this color. Alright, now I'm just taking a scrap piece of paper on the side and rolling my brayer off to get the paint off. I'll show you. What I do is I get these really cheap sheets from the dollar store, and I cut them into thirds so they're the size of my brayer. Just roll them off on that. Now I'm going to go through the middle till I get a good one, and then I'm going to go up a little and down a little, and that's all I'm doing. Now, I'm going to take a half sheet of paper and rip me some masks so I can do different things. Now, I'm going to take my things are flying here. I've got the fan on. I can't go without the fan. That's minimum. And I'm going to take my cardboard. I don't think I pulled anything much else out. I pulled some string out. Alright, there you go. There's that. And I'm going to take this sheet that I'm using for background-ish stuff and put that over it. And just keep layering these sheets up. Now when you pull this up, it's going to take that paint underneath. There might be a little bit left, but not enough to make a print. Take another color, and you can keep going from color to color to color. And as you notice, it's not getting, as long as you're going light and rubbing it off when you're done off your brayer, it's not getting muddy. It's getting interesting, which is better than muddy. Alright, so I pulled out some string, and I'll show you what string does. And you can actually, if you get soft enough string, this is like it's like a twine. You can get, maybe yarn or something, and actually like draw with it on your plate, put it in whatever, or words or whatever, and then print it. Remember, the words will be backwards. Because see, what came out on this side is now on this side. And see how interesting that is? Just printing one thing over the other. Just keep going. I'm actually going to put this on the botanical one. We'll make this one light and airy. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now I have a couple other botanical things. Let's do those with a mask. See how that looks. Let's do a mask across the middle. I'll lay this down. Now, let's take the one that I was doing the background-ish things to. Might be a little too much purple for this page, but I'm going to take a tissue and wipe it down a little. It gives it a little bit better impression if you use a paper towel or a tissue to. And there's what I got with that. Now this will be a cut image on this page. You see that? We've got this part of and that part of that design. Okay. Well, let's just do some color blocks. Now this is what you do if you don't have your brayer yet. I would suggest getting a brayer. They're cheap. I don't know how much a 5x7 plate is now. I bought this one not that long ago, so I should, but I don't know. But you can get a set of these. I mean, they're less than $1 each, and if you get your primaries and mix it yourself, you should be able to get a decent set for $5 or $6 a set of them, or pick them up individually for a lot less. And they go on sale all the time at Michael's and in all the craft stores. I don't know where you are, but the craft store where you are, I'm sure will have them. See what I'm doing here? I'm just using my knife. You can use a kitchen knife. You can use a plastic knife from the takeout. Alright. I want a little texture in it though, so let's use our tissue, pull up where I put too much paint, and bring it overlap a little bit. Alright, now let's do this on its own sheet. We'll do a whole sheet of color block with different things in it. Well, there's enough there that let's see how pretty that is. There's enough there that I can pull a little bit more. Why don't we do that? Just overlap it a bit. I probably should have turned the page when I overlapped, but didn't think of that. Alright, and we'll do some more on that. Let's go for the blues and purples. And see, you can put your designs in it if you like. Things you can do. That one shook up, I can tell. Now you can also not just apply it with that, but you can apply it with a brush, of course. If you got a paintbrush, go for it. But you can come in and take it away with Q-tips or anything like a Q-tip and get interesting mark making that way. Let's do this edge. Back a little over here. You can see the interesting marks you can get. Let's pull up the bottom part. Bright colors, I like that. I haven't worked in bright colors in a while. I may have to do something today in bright colors. Okay. So I'll do a combination. I'm going to go back to the brayer and do what we just did with the brayer instead of... Alright. Now, take the end of the Q-tip. Alright, I have a popsicle stick and a Q-tip. What can you do with a popsicle stick and a Q-tip? Well, the Q-tip, of course you can draw, of course you can make dots. Popsicle stick makes nice lines. A stiff paintbrush makes nice marks. And let's see, what do I have? A soft paintbrush. Not out here now, I don't. They're all in the house getting cleaned. I'm terrible about paintbrushes. I use them all. But anyways, you get the idea, I think. We're going to use our net bag over here. Our bubbles on the bottom. And we're going to pull this up. And we're going to pull the faint image of it up, and then you cover over that. That's a good start. I like to do these and then I go over the top and over the top, and I go over the top on a lot of things. But as you can see, get started. I mean, okay, so all you have is around the house stuff, and you can do gorgeous, I mean, you can do gorgeous botanicals right off the bat. Just practice. Just practice with them. You're not going to get good if you don't start using your stuff. You can't just sit there and look at it. And you'll get, if I'm doing a project, like usually I do 2-page journal projects. That's what I do lately. I will do 10 minimum sheets to get my 2-page journal project. That's what I do. I don't expect to get a masterpiece every time. I don't get a masterpiece anytime, come to think of it. But, you need to just keep working to get where you want to get. Oh, I kind of like that, and then I kind of don't. But it's okay. I'll put the finished ones, and I'll do a few more before I quit. But basically, I'll still be using the same supplies I'm using now. The cardboard, the bubble wrap, the leaves, string, a little of this, orange bag, and the basic cheap craft paints. That's all I'm using, and I'll see if I can figure out how much just a basic set would be if you did this with primaries or a bigger set. And like I said, I'm not an affiliate, so I'm not getting any money off this, but I will put it in the description, because I don't know how much a 5x7 sheet is, but I do know you can get a Brayer for $5 or $6. You don't need an expensive one. I know this paper from the dollar store is $1 for, I think, 40 sheets. This stuff was free around the house. And apple barrel paint, Americana paint, Deco Art paint, they're cheap. This is Craft Smart. The stuff from Walmart, the stuff from Hobby Lobby, the stuff from Michael's, any of those stores. And there are art stores online in every country that sells cheap craft paint. So it doesn't matter which country you're in, you're going to find it. Okay, thank you very much for viewing this. I hope this answered her question, and I hope that she just pulls out that gel plate and just goes at it. Because, I mean, it's fun. It's for me, it's therapy. It honestly is. And I love sharing it with you, and I hope you enjoy doing it. If you like my video, please give me a like. I hope you do. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. I'll be doing more. And like I said on one of the others, I'm going to be doing Sunday. I think the next third Sunday of August, I'm going to start doing giveaways, because I have an excess of supplies here, and I'm going to clear out as much as I can. It's a waste to have stuff sitting here, like brand new stencils that I don't even use and will never use. So I'm going to start clearing those out and giving those away to people that watch my videos. So thank you very much, and you have a nice day.